Hello everyone and welcome to Best Side Cycling. Today we're here on my indoor cycling setup. It's abnormally cold here in the Pacific Northwest, but even snow even for the past week, which is I'd say really weird for us, but still it's been really great. And as a way to wrap up 2021, today I want to create a video on going over my personal Strava heat map. So this is all the places that I managed to go ride this year. And yeah, I wanted to just talk about all the different sort of bigger rides I did in areas that I've gone over as maybe a motivation for you all for 2022, because I think event rides, big group rides are a fantastic way to get yourself psyched and ready to go out there. Especially for me, really one of the biggest things that got me into cycling originally was this jersey. So Seattle to Portland 2018. I did never had thought I could ride that far on a bike, and I was just basically going in sort of blind, but just the amount of people, the energy, and just looking forward to that and training to it really is what started a lot of my biking journey. But anyway, and before we start with this, the other thing I want to say was just a big thank you for all of you for watching and supporting this channel this year. I started it back in February just with the main motivation of getting people on bikes, and then it's been awesome just seeing your comments and you guys following along. So hopefully next year I'll continue to build on that. I definitely have a ton of video planned, and hopefully see you all riding out there as well. So without further ado, let's get started with this map. So I'm going to be sort of navigating this mouse as I maybe pedal along and talk, but yes, I did a lot of different rides here in Western Washington in the King County area. But let's start with some of the ones further out. So this is the Hurricane Ridge climb. It's awesome because it starts from sea level all the way to the Hurricane Ridge Visitor Center, and it's about 1 mile up, so 5,500 feet. And yeah, this is I think one of the longest continuous climbs you're gonna get in this whole state. So it's really awesome just to be able to do that, and yeah, it's a whole nother experience. I had a lot of these rides, I have videos on them, so you can go check out more in detail, but this one I would highly recommend. They do have an annual ride where they do clear out the roads for a little bit and you can just go with cyclists. But honestly, I felt pretty comfortable doing this, and I would say on any sort of good day, but of course you probably want to pick a low traffic time just to minimize the stress, especially on the descent. But anyway, next in terms of some of these rides, more on the fringes. This is the Whidbey Island ride that I did, and this is part of the Tour de Whidbey, which I think was also in the summer. And they had a wide variety of rides that you could do. So either you can do sort of short ones. This was a century, but you can also do like completely circumventing the whole island. I think the main highlights for me about this one was, or surprising things, was just how many different sites there were. I mean, there's Deception Pass and everything, but even there, there's a lot of nice sort of areas to view, and a lot of people have sort of the resort homes on there, so no doubt there'd be some good views. And then also, things that sort of stood out was just how well paved the roads were here. I think that's just better than the other islands, maybe because it's just so connected to the mainland and everything. But overall, would definitely recommend that ride. And then here, moving on to Bainbridge Island. Chili Hilly was moved to August last year, so it wasn't that chilly. I did not get to participate in that as I wasn't there, but I still did the Chili Hilly route. So Chili Hilly is going to be one of those rides that's actually open to the public next year. Our Cascades hosting again on February 27th. So I plan to make a video on that, going over some of the hardest climbs on this, and looking forward to that. But here on Vashon Island, I did the Passport to Pain, which is in September, and I managed to do the Idiot course, which is a full sort of 90 miles with like 10K feet of elevation. So Vashon Island overall, it's really nice, but it's a lot of climbing, and maybe compared to those other two islands, not all the roads are going to be as nice, but overall, still a fantastic place to ride, and popular hotspot. Then over here, here in the Gig Harbor, sort of Port Orchard and Tacoma area, I actually did the Gig Harbor Tour Light Series, and this is another Cascade hosted one, and it was like 3 days where there was just 3 rides, all starting from Gig Harbor. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was my first time here really in the lower Kitsap area. I think some of the high points for me was here around the Port Orchard area, riding around here. Manchester State Park is really awesome as well. And then here in Tacoma, I know there's a lot, but right near like the Point Defiance Park, this Ruston area is completely newly developed. So just experiencing the sort of bike infrastructure and scenery of a new city was really cool to me because I've never ridden there, as well as the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. It's a toll bridge one way, but of course bikes don't get tolled, so that's awesome. And then in terms of group rides, the other main one to really call out here is the Flying Wheels. So that's another big one that happens out in June. And then I did that ride while I was in over there. And I think I didn't do the full century with my friend, but we're here in the Carnation area, Fall City, and you just sort of come back. Though I have ridden sort of the Snoqualmie area as well, just on my own. But that's probably one of the main rides to sort of get people into the season, as it's sort of in June. People use it as a good way to be ready for the one-day STP and whatnot. So definitely can, for all these rides, I'll sort of put some links down below. But I'll probably make another video that just goes over all the Cascade rides. Not all the rides I do are Cascade, but they really are a fantastic resource for those cycling here in the area. And then yeah, the other sort of big ride and rides I've done here is sort of heading down towards Enumclaw. I think these roads are particularly flat, and there were some courses there sort of used from the Ironman series here in Washington that uses a lot of these roads. The awesome part about riding down here is, yeah, it's definitely a more country feel, and you're gonna get awesome sights of Rainier riding down here, and you're gonna have to be pretty comfortable with cars, as for some of these you're basically just like on a shoulder strip the whole way. But even still, just it feels sort of like a TT, sort of just like doing your own thing, flats for miles. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, and then now we get into the deepness that is in the actual King County area. And there's not really much to say, as I think I keep riding some all around here, though I'd say in terms of rides that everyone should do and everyone probably knows about is like Lake Washington and then like the Mercer Island series. But an area that maybe people haven't explored too much yet, just in general, maybe here on the east side where I reside. I basically am riding around May Valley and a lot of these climbs all the time. I love riding climbs, and it's probably what a lot of what I'm going to do. And one of the main sort of goals I have for next year is to do an Everesting. And with Everesting, I plan to do it on this climb here, riding it up and down 47 times. So hope you guys wish me the best of luck, and I'll probably put some videos on that. But definitely just this whole corridor of climbs and area is just because it's super close to me, it's what I rode most of the time. But I did venture out into the Seattle area, taking on things like the Burke-Gilman, the Interurban, West Seattle, and here the Magnolia Loop. I'm just throwing out a ton of rides here, but all of them are really just super awesome. So definitely in terms of this area, I'd say refer to my channel. Like, I have this map that I've created and I've sort of shared before. I'll put in the link again, but it's like bit.ly/bestcyclingmap, and this is sort of where a lot of my videos come from. But if there's any area in particular you're curious about, please let me know, and I'll definitely try to make a video on it and make it more accessible. But yeah, generally speaking, it's been a really fun year riding, and now I actually have a new commute that's here closer to the downtown area, so it's gonna be a lot more cycling for me here in 2022. But overall, it's been really fun, and I just want to ask you all, like, how did you think your year of cycling went in 2021? Have you ridden some of these routes before? And yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time.